Hi, happy bright bauble day to you. This is JilliBling. I have a project, another one. Okay, I know I'm using lots of this, but it's cute, and I'm going to do one more still. But this is today's project, maybe just a little bit different. I found something similar from stampinpretty.com, and I made my own version, and I love it. So let's get started. Bright Baubles is the name of the stamp set, and I'll also be using rectangle stitch dies for this white frame, and of course the baubles. I think it's called detailed delicate baubles dies. Memento and Versamark. Versamark is just for this right here. And if you want your own, I will have a link on my blog, which is JilliBling.com, and I will also list all the supplies used to make today's project. Okay. So let's just get started. All these things eventually will mean something. Papers and pieces. Fold the base paper in half. This is thick Whisper White, and you know, I ran out. I had to take this from upcoming class, the box, until more comes in. I use a lot of that. It's nice. I was going to try to supplement it with the regular white. It's not quite the same. You know what, while I'm thinking about this, these little bits right here are for the inside. So let me find the inside paper and just get those stuck together. Here's inside papers. So to do that, this is a scrap that I was about to throw out, and I thought that would be a nice little border. I might do one like this. Right back here. So not that it's hard to do, but it's always nice just to see it being done. So on the back side of this designer paper, and I know that evening evergreen paper is too big, but I'm just going to trim it and use it for a different card, the other remaining little piece. So I'll put that on just like that. Give it a few seconds for the glue to absorb into the paper. Then trim it. Okay, so that's ready to go, but it'd be nice if it had a minute to dry. And I'll use these on my next card. So that's going to go on the inside. These are inside papers. So the rhinestones, when you look at this, I put rhinestones on the star and on these little snowflakes. But this time I think I'm just going to put them on the snowflakes. So we'll keep those for in a minute. Okay, I have a lot going on here. That's for the words. So here are the papers. This will cut out the frame using the stitched rectangle pieces. And I have that right here. And it takes just a little bit to kind of wiggle it out, but it's so worth it. So this rectangle here can be discarded, but to me it's looking kind of perfect. So this rectangle, if you want, you could put it into this baggie. And if you're doing this project box and you like these, feel free to take them because they're perfect. Okay, stitch rectangles, and if possible, see how I have these washi taped together? If possible, leave them washi taped together. And if the washi tape comes off, it's easy to put new washi tape on it. But it makes a perfect little frame. And it holds the paper in place while you run it through your machine. Okay, so there is an upside and a downside to that. Okay, look, the card is almost already done. So this piece of So Saffron is for this star right here. And so I'm going to run it through using this big die. Oops. And I want to get that little star. So I'll do that. There's my tiny star. Teeny, teeny, tiny from right there. Okay, and on these papers, this little piece of designer paper, see the print on the tree? All you need is a little piece that's as big as this tree right here, and just run it through on your machine. And this one I used the print side. This time I want to use the geometric side. And before I do that, this big die is for this big piece of glimmery paper. If you put it at an angle, somehow it seems like it fits better. But if you do it just straight up and down, it still fits just fine. Okay, so there's all my little tree pieces. Warning, note to you, or whoever's making this, if you decide to do it this way, keep all of your scraps. You know when you run something through on your machine, and you have all those scraps, you're ready to throw them away? Some of these scraps are not scraps. Some of these little pieces, like this here on the end, I thought that was a scrap. Had to pull it out of the garbage can. So save all of your little bits until you have your Christmas tree assembled. After it's assembled, then you could throw it out. Just a note, because I don't want you to have to rifle through your garbage like I did. This little rectangle and soft succulent is for the bow. You're like, wait a minute, what about all that? We're going to use very, very little of the string. So I have one of those ready. And it is right here. Is that the cutest thing? Okay, and almost last, it doesn't matter what order you do them, cut this out, and that cuts out this frame right here in soft succulent. Okay, and I stamped Joy a few times on here using Versamark, and I am going to cut it out, washi tape right there. Kind of get it framed up a little bit, about right like that. And I'll end up trimming this part right here, but just get it so that it's in line. And here is that piece. And like I said, this will be trimmed, so it doesn't matter how long it is, or if it's crooked or whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I think we are ready to start assembling this beauty. Okay, so where to start? You know, I'm going to start working on the ornament just because it takes just a minute to dry, and then while that's drying, we'll assemble the card. It's kind of hard to mess up all these little pieces because I have them perfectly in line. Well, let me find something else. See if I could preserve their... No. Okay, bottom row, middle row, top row. Okay. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, so for this piece here, I'm going to use liquid glue. This drives Ruby crazy when I do this. I hold it right here. I'm going to put glue everywhere else other than where my finger is. And I'm going to be a little bit more heavy on the glue than I normally am. And that is, and mostly around the outside, just because this glue will sink into the glitter paper. Because the glitter paper is slightly textured, it will kind of drink up. If it was just plain paper to paper, I would do just a thin layer so it would dry quickly. But the glitter paper seems to like the glue. It says, give me more, please. It's how I am with chocolate. Give me more. And I'll put glue maybe in the star center. And it doesn't have to be 100% stuck down. If you have time and if you're in the mood, you certainly can do it. Okay, so I have glue other than where my finger is. You know what? I'm going to try something. If I hold it over here, now I could get glue there. And again, I'm doing it a little bit heavier than I normally would. Okay, so this is going to go in here. The bauble, there's kind of a pointy end and a little bit more of a rounded end. The rounded end is the top, where this little loop is. So I'm going to get that in place, get the bottom in place, and I'm hoping I don't have to shift it too much, because once I have it set down, then the glue is there, and if I have to shift it, that's fine, but it leaves the glue behind, all jammed up in all that glitter. But that's good. Okay, and then to do the bow, I'm going to put that on now so it has a chance to dry, and I'm just putting a whole bunch of glue right up here at the top, and then I'll put some maybe like on these little sides, because I know that's where it's going to hit the ornament. And keep in mind the bow, this side is a little bit longer than that side, so don't try to make those equal, otherwise your string won't be straight. Okay, so I'll just let that sit for a minute. So the next piece is, do you like doing puzzles? This is going to kind of be like a little bit of a puzzle, but if you have your pieces organized, it won't be so bad. So on the tree, I am going to put more glue than I normally would right in the center of it. And you might come up with another way, but for some reason I thought this was the way and it worked out pretty good, so it's just the way I'm doing it. Big old pool of glue. Oh, and you know what? This time I want to try using the other side of the designer paper. I hope I cut it out the right way. Okay, I'll hold this up. Not that it's all that technical, but... So the glue, can you see how I have it just kind of pooled in each of those little tree pockets? And some of it will kind of smush out and start holding the tree down because I didn't put any glue underneath the tree. Okay, picker-upper tool. I'll put this on my blog in the list of supplies too. This side, picker-upper. This side is kind of like a spatula. And pokey. We all need pokey. Anyhow, using it more and more. I should have been using it all along. Oh, the star. Let's do the star. I forgot the star. Just a blob of glue. Okay, star. And see, now I can position it. But sometimes it works really good, and it doesn't want to let go. But other times when it's kind of worn out and I probably should get a new little supply of it, it works perfect. Okay, so here we go with the puzzle. Which pieces go... Oh, I want to try this upside down. Yeah, I think I cut it the wrong way. Well, let's see how symmetrical it is. I guess once I dive in, you know what, it's not fitting as good, because that doesn't fit perfectly in line. Okay. Are you like, what are you doing? You put that in the glue. But I know it's going to dry clear. I might have to make another sample, because I think the other side of the paper will be really pretty too. Well, more samples. I wonder if that pocket has enough glue in it anymore. Aren't you impressed with my picker-upper tool? Yeah. And you could get it a die brush attachment. Do I have it out? No, I put it up. But that's pretty handy too. Look how cute. Alrighty. Tree built. Okay, so I'll let that dry. You know what, while I'm thinking about it, you know, usually I use my snips. I wonder if this thing will work. Look at that. Just on the stars this time, or the snow. I think that works really well. Bet you Stampin' Up! Planned that. Maybe. Usually I would use my snips, but it's good to be able to use both of them. Okay, 3 stars. So this ornament will go on here. Just wondering if I can do it. Okay, I'm going to try it a little bit different. Just a little bit. Okay. So let's start building the front. And to do that, take your adhesive. And we're going to put these bottom 2 layers just right in the center of a card. I feel stickum. Okay, right in the center of this Whisper White thick cardstock. Then this designer paper right there in the middle. Then next goes the frame, but I want to put that on dimensionals. So I will use these regular size on the corners. Okay, and because the frame is a little bit thin, I'm going to take some mini dimensionals and put them midpoint. Okay, so that's going to go right over the top, and the evening evergreen will frame the white frame, just like that. Okay, so this ornament is probably dry enough, and I think I was trying something maybe a little bit different. Do you ever, when you die cut something, do you ever get these little paper shards? Ah, that's better. Oh, almost better. What is that? Okay, so this time I'm going to try it over here. Maybe I'll drop it down a little bit so I could see more of the string. Because on this one I put it way up there, you can hardly see the string. I'll still tuck it underneath the frame. Okay, so it's there. It looks like my string is going a little crooked. I'll make it shorter. So to attach this, I'm going to use liquid glue and dimensionals. So I'll put a little bit of the liquid glue here on the ornament string if it wants to come out. And then right here on the frame, and then down here. And it doesn't have to be precise, because the dimensionals will probably hold it right in place, but it's always nice to have 2 sources of stickum. The dimensionals I'll put like maybe 3 of them. Okay, so I have 3 dimensionals and liquid glue, and liquid glue. I'll tuck this underneath. Set that in place, making sure my tree is going up and down. Okay, and the joy, kind of like that. It breaks up the busyness of it. I like it up here by the string. Okay, have a plan. So this part will be on the white frame, so just a little bit of liquid glue there, and then the rest will be dimensionals. So I had to go right to the string, but I want a little bit of the designer paper still to show through. Good, good liquid glue. I just want to make sure that this is parallel with the frame. Okay, the outside is already done. They both look good. So for the inside, just a few words. And you know, I was going to stamp it in Evening Evergreen or Soft Succulent, but all my pads are being busy right now, so it's just going to be in plain black and white. Like if you were to type something, black and white. That's okay. Oh, there's my fancy little paper. I could stick that down. Well, you know what? Let me wait until I stamp, because if I do a whoops, I could still flip it over. Okay, so for words, on this one I did wishing you a Merry and Bright Christmas. And I'll tell you one thing about this set, it's very versatile. Let me find it. It's great that it has all these words, but trying to line up like Merry and Bright Christmas to you and yours, that's 3 things to perfectly line up. It's not always easy. So, if you're ready for the challenge, how about so much joy to you and yours? That's the plan. So here we go. You know what would be really fun? I'm not going to try it. Is so much joy to you and all in one row. Ha! Chances of me getting those lined up slim. So this is Memento ink, and you know what? I'm going to test it. Okay. So much good joy that should be in the middle. Joy. But I'm not going to put them in a row. That's way too much lining up. To you and yours. Okay, fingers crossed. That's good. Bo, you have to wait. I'm almost done. Bo, wait, wait. I know. So I will put this on here. You hear him over there fussing? That is a spoiled dog. Put this here at the bottom. That ended up pretty good. Kind of simple on the inside, but the outside is real fancy. Can you hear him? He's trying to tell me, hurry up. Okay. So this is the 3rd design in this project box, and I'll do one more. I want to do some kind of gift tags. Bo, sit. Bo, wait. He's over there smiling at me. So next will be gift tags, and then that will be it with the baubles. So there it is. And here's the other one. And thank you for tuning in. I will put all the links so that you can get your own Bright Baubles bundle and make these year after year. Thanks. Have a great day.